Good evening to everyone. I think we started the match quite well. From the very first minute, I think we created a chance. And we scored a goal from a press that we worked on, and we anticipated something like that. It was very good to see Mngqithi scoring in that situation, because I think it was exactly what we had anticipated. But after scoring that goal, I think we lost we became a little bit casual. We were not neat. Our game was very untidy, more especially in the final third. I think we could have finished the game in the first half had we just maybe stuck to the basics. There are many instances where that final pass from Peter, from Lodge, from Lucas, from almost all the offensive players, we made some wrong decisions, poor technique sometimes, and that kept the game alive up until a point where one felt maybe it's important to change a little bit. Second half, and we brought Neo, Mabena. I think that brought a bit of life into the game. Fortunately, with a very good pass that Neo played for Lucas, and Lucas found Mudau. We managed to seal the game that really looked like it was going to be complicated in the latter stages, because we're playing against a very good team. And not many teams in the league are as maybe sophisticated as Royal AM in terms of willing to play, having a lot of very good talented players that put their foot on the ball. And I was very impressed with a whole lot of football actions from them, and I do believe it is no mistake that they had not lost a game in the league up until this far. But overall, it was a very interesting match with a lot of mistakes, more especially technical mistakes.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take questions from the floor. Any takers?
Coach, you talk about having a lot of mistakes in the game. Do you think that that's possibly brought in as well by the number of subs or changes that you've made in the team?
For sure. When you make so many changes, the rhythm is not the same. The tenacity is not the same. The personnel is also not the same, and to a certain extent, it will bring certain elements of inconsistency in our football actions. But I still believe the team we played today was a very good team. But it's just that with almost wholesome changes in the starting 11, it makes it very difficult to have the same stability and cohesion. And it's a risk that we are taking, because we are trying to manage our squad and make sure that we always have a potentially fresh team for every match that we are playing, and also trying not to burn our players too early, to try and make sure that everybody gets some minutes and everybody is close to help the team in all the competitions that we are in. But you are very right. Changing so many players does have an effect on the cohesion or the cohesiveness of the football actions within the team.
Good evening, Coach. Congratulations on the victory. 4-4. You've played 4-1-4 as well, just like Orlando Pirates. Do you think they are your competitors this season? Do you really think that it's going to go to that extent? Because it looks like you guys are collecting points in games where they look, you said, complicated today, but you're able to do that. Pirates as well. Are they your competitors for the season? It's still early on, of course, but do you see them as your biggest surprise or competitors for the season?
I think I said it from the beginning in the launch that for me they are the team that I think is going to be really pushing us. I hope and pray they do have the depth to carry themselves during the group stages and the league, because I think that's where maybe the separation will take place, because I do believe they are a very good team, and they tried to rotate the squad. Unfortunately, it did not work out very well in the culling, but honestly speaking, I think they are a team that will really pose a lot of problems. But I still maintain that they are a team that does not do very well against small teams. And so far they've really done well. But let's continue and see, because that's where I think maybe the championship will be decided.
Coach, it's Bang from Sokala Duma. The other day you spoke about Lodge and how impressive he was when he came on. The Lodge that came on as a sub over the weekend and the Lodge that started today, was it the same player? And I also wanted to ask about Keegan Yarnes. How far is he as well from getting into this team and maybe even starting at some point?
Sorry. Yeah, man, it's always going to be complicated because it also depends on the profile of the match, the profile of the opponent, the area at which the opposition is defending, because when there is a lot of space behind, obviously, which is what we experienced against Arrows when Lodge came in. So I wouldn't want to compare the two matches and the two players, because I do think there were some very good football actions, but I also do believe there was an element of being casual sometimes, which was not only from him. I think the front three today had a lot of technical mistakes generally, without excluding anyone out of the front three. Keegan is very close. We are hoping for him to start full training probably, let's say, next week, but he's very close. There are a lot of activities that have taken place. The bios I think they've given him to the conditioning guys now, and he's very close. He had a setback. He was already far ahead, and he had a setback in training that took him backwards a little bit, because he even played one friendly against Sekhukhune, if I'm not mistaken. But unfortunately after that he had a setback and he had to start back again.
Thank you very much, Coach Ennis from Kiko. Just a follow-up on the issue of Johannes, and also there's an issue of the president striker Ada, in terms of his injury. How is he far in getting game time, and also for Savage?
On Keegan, what's the issue?
On Ada, the president striker.
Okay.
How far is he from getting?
No, he's also very close. He's back in full training now. He's training with the team. He should be back, if not this weekend, probably next weekend he might be back. But it will depend on the competition within the group, because he's coming from an injury and other players are in top form at the moment. And Saavedra is also training fully. He was already eligible to be part of the squad for this match. He was very close to be part of the squad for this match, but he's also back in training, and he's looking very good in training.
We'll take the last two questions, Kent, and then Kent, you can go.
Thanks, Ruby. Good evening, Coach.
Good evening,
Coach, really, this season have been almost, I'll say in inverted commas, a second half team, because there are games where they looked like the game is finished, but they came back and drew the game. And with the way you considered the goal today, I'm sure it's probably something you've noted, that they're a bit stronger in the second half. How irritating was it, or annoying was it to concede that late?
I'm so happy you're pointing that out, because that's exactly what I shared with the team about, particularly their game against Cape Town City, where in the first half it looked like they are dead and buried after the Namibian scored, but their second half was stronger, and they've always been like that. But I think what helps them to be that kind of a team is, I so wish so many teams can play with that mentality of being carefree, because they're just enjoying football, and they are playing, and they've got the players for that type of a game. But on the goal we considered, I must be honest, I was very unhappy. I was very unhappy, and I still have to look at it very closely and see exactly what happened, because I felt the centre back was left to go for the ball alone, when in essence the rationale behind bringing Batusi was to try and make sure that we match their height, because that looked like it's gonna be their potential chance to score on set pieces, because when they brought in Manqoba, we could see that they want to try and be stronger on set pieces, and it was irritating to concede that goal. And immediately thereafter, they also had a free header in the box, which could have easily forced the game into a draw. And for me, those situations, and also the amount of crosses we allowed into the box was unheard of.
Good evening, Coach. I want to ask about Mngqithi. I think it was his first start we lately today. What can you say about his performance today, considering that he scored a great goal? And also, how do you feel about the return of Mngqithi?
Mngqithi is a top football player, man. It's one of those very talented players that maybe are grossly undermined sometimes, and I was very impressed with how he performed in the initial stages of the game. But I still believe he's got a lot more to offer the club. He's got far more than what he has delivered, because he's got all the tools to play in our team. Technically, he's very strong. Physically, he's very aggressive and very intense. Very intelligent. Can play as an 8, can play as a 10, can play as a winger. He offers you a lot of possibilities, and I was impressed with his general performance today, though I thought in the second half he got tired at some point. But I believe he will grow from strength to strength. It was very good to see him starting a match and performing the way he performed. And again, Divine Longa, though I was very unhappy with the number of crosses that he allowed in. It's an area that we must work on, and sometimes he was a bit hesitant offensively. I think there were many moments where he could have given us a possibility beyond the defense of the opponents, but he was not sure whether to go or not to go. But it's impressive to have all these players coming in and showing that they deserve a chance in the team, and also very impressive to see Neo and the performance that he gave, Mabena, the performance that he gave. It gives us an opportunity to try more options going forward, which opens up competition in the squad, and it's exactly what we are looking for.
Coach, there's a late hand. We'll take that one from Khoza.
Coach Neville Khoza from Saudi. You play Polokwane City next on Sunday. You've already played them on the MTN 8, just thoughts on them. And also, with Lucas Ribeiro, who suspended for that match.
Yeah. Polokwane City is a very complicated team with a lot of man-to-man marking. But I think with the time that we have, we'll try to figure out what we need to do. But I do believe we will have a very strong team to play against them, and we are hoping to come back with the 3 points. It's not going to be easy. It's a team that really works very hard off the ball. It's a team that has got very influential players in Chauke, in Apolis, in Matuludi. That makes them a team that you must always be wary of what they might bring into the game. But we'll have to cross that bridge when we get into it. But one is optimistic that with the group we have, we can always compete at any given stage with any other team in the league.
Thank you, Coach.